The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. When the days for Jesus to be taken up were fulfilled, he resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem, and he sent messengers ahead of him. On the way, they entered a Samaritan village to prepare for his reception there. But they would not welcome him because the destination of his journey was Jerusalem. When the disciples James and John saw this, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to consume them?" Jesus turned and rebuked them, and they journeyed to another village. The Gospel of the Lord. My dear friends, have you experienced any kind of rejection? Has anyone among us not experienced any kind of having been rejected? Whether big or small, great or little, we might, each of us, have at least felt some kind of rejection in the past. Or maybe we still bring with us that kind of feeling even today. Isn't it that when you are rejected, you feel you would like to retaliate? You feel like as if you think, just wait for your time and I will tell you who I am. This also happened to Jesus. There are a lot of situations along the journey of Jesus when he was not welcome. However, the attitude of Jesus in the midst of rejection was continued giving and forgiving of himself. That's why when the days for Jesus to be taken up were fulfilled, he was determined to go to Jerusalem. So he sent his messengers on ahead of him in order to prepare his way. But before reaching Jerusalem, they had to pass through Samaria, a town which was also outside Jerusalem, and these people worship other gods. They do not belong to the chosen people of God. They in fact are the ones rejected by the Jews. And so since these Samaritan people knew that Jesus was going to Jerusalem, they also would not welcome Jesus because the God of Jesus is not their own God. And so he was rejected. He was not accepted. So when the disciples James and John saw this, they had the feeling of retaliating, to do revenge against these people, and they would have called down fire from heaven in order to consume them. They are very harsh people. They are very rude people. They wanted to do revenge. But Jesus was so calm, since even when he was born in this world, on earth, he already has been rejected. Nobody did welcome him. In fact, he was born in a manger. And Jesus calmly and just said, "Let us continue to our journey," and he rebuked them. Maybe, my dear friends, for deepening the gospel of today, let us call to mind our experiences of having been rejected. Sometimes we feel rejected because we are not accepted when we applied for work. Sometimes we feel rejected because as a son or daughter, we only got a low grade in school. And worse to that, sometimes we are compared with our younger or elder brother or sister at home because he is better than us, because he has higher grades than us. Sometimes we feel rejected because after doing something wrong, we ask for forgiveness. Sometimes the person whom we have offended, no matter how we have repented of our sins, we would like to renew ourselves. They do not accept our show and manifestation of sorry and apology. But amidst all these experiences, my dear friends, what is our attitude? For Jesus, when we feel rejected, in times when we are rejected, just be calm. Just feel cool deep within you. And instead of retaliating, instead of doing revenge, listen more to yourself and focus yourself to the goal. And our goal is to reach perfection. We have to thank the Lord amidst rejection instead of thinking of retaliating, because if we retaliate, we will go nowhere. No retaliation, no revenge would bring us closer to the Lord. Because the moment you retaliate, the moment you do revenge, would you think that the person would be happy because you have done something that has hurt him? A slap will also bear another 2 slaps. A double slap will also bear another 4 times slap. This will never go unended. This will go for so on and so forth, because any hurt, any pain would not bring you somewhere, but will only damage the more. And so, my dear friends, let us in this gospel be challenged to look at ourselves and to listen to ourselves when we are hurt, because the more we are hurt, there is always the tendency to do revenge. A person who, after knowing that his father was killed by those who assassinated him, during the funeral, after forgiving those who have killed his father, full of tears, after thanking the people, just said, "For those who have killed my father, I have forgiven you now. For those who have killed my father, I have forgiven you now." Because he knows well, even if he would know who killed them, even if those who killed his father will be brought to prison, what good that would bring to him. My dear friends, today, let us again call on the example of Jesus. Let us resort to follow his good example, because a lot of our experiences today sometimes are experiences of rejection. But in the midst of that rejection, let us be calm and be cool. For if we learn to forgive, if we learn to give of ourselves and accept others, we will reach our destination.